Kenny Ortega, of course, a lot of people know from High School Musical. I know him because he's now a friend. Kenny Ortega directed this behind-the-scenes sort of documentary that we did called The Making of Frozen. And he's inspired. He just comes in with such energy and such joy and such an unbelievable sense of, you know, how it's all gonna look and how it's all gonna feel. He's also a really good choreographer, which doesn't mesh well with my legs because they don't know how to do some of those steps very well. But he taught me new things, and I feel like I now have a sense of rhythm because of him. My favorite part about making the making of Frozen with Kenny and the whole group was just getting a chance to, when you're making one of these movies, you rarely get to actually correspond with the other artists. You rarely get to see them or to interact with them. So the very nature of this was that I got to play with Kristen and Jonathan Groff, and we got to sing and dance together, and it was almost like the live-action version of Frozen. That, to me, was a really cool opportunity. I think that, you know, it's got to be tough for them to know I stole the show, but it's also one of those things that I feel like they really gave it their best, and so I'm proud of their efforts. That's what I can do now. I can lift up my legs. Jonathan and Kristen, I want to say they tried their best. And I think that that's got to be good enough. Kristen, you know, I think that she's just used to the Veronica Mars of it all. And so she's very kind of like lurking in the shadows kind of thing. So when you ask her to like really give it all, it can be difficult at times. And Jonathan, I know he did Spring Awakening and all that stuff, and people think he's really gifted. But when he's next to an artist that can dance like I can, well, you'll see for yourselves, won't you? No, in all honesty, they wipe the floor with me, and I'm embarrassed by how bad they make me look. Yes, the making of Frozen, we really wanted to dig deep and give the audience an opportunity to see really what goes in to making a film like Frozen, which is an animated film, in case those of you at home haven't been able to figure that out. And so we wanted to approach it as honestly as possible. And that honesty came from singing and dancing. And none of it was planned. The cameras were all there, and they asked us to express how we felt about, you know, what that process was. And we all started singing in sync and dancing in sync. There was nothing rehearsed. We just literally all happened to sing the same lyrics at the same time, and cameras were there to catch it. And you'll see, you know, that there was something about it that may look planned, but none of it was planned, and that's the magic of what we did. The Making of Frozen is this brilliant little ditty that was, of course, written by the masters of brilliant ditties, Bobby Lopez and Kristen Anderson Lopez. And they wanted to do kind of a crazy behind-the-scenes song that really answered no questions whatsoever, but built up to this crescendo that was leading to what you thought was going to be this big reveal. And it's this very tongue-in-cheek thing, and it was an incredible opportunity because, you know, for us, the fact that we got to be goofy and got to do it, but, you know, without using the mics and being in a sound booth, was really exciting. We all come from the stage, Jonathan, Kristen Bell, and I, and so to get a chance to sing and dance, that was such a thrill. And over the course of 2 days with Kenny Ortega and the brilliant, you know, dancers that he brought and his assistant choreographer, we made something that is very vibrant and very colorful, and I think really, really funny. And hopefully audiences will find it equally as enjoyable as we did doing it.
And can you just say, you know, and at the end we have no idea how it's
Yes. And, you know, all of this entire thing builds up to this big moment, and at the end of it, we really still have no idea how they made Frozen. So that's the big reveal. Not to spoil it for you, but that's what's in store.